All right, moving on, we're going to have Ananas perspective on 2024, and I'd like to invite up on stage Lachlan Harris, Group Director of Commercial Levy Hotels and Resorts, Michael Smith, Managing Director, Ananas Consulting, and Wesley Milsom, Portfolio Manager for Hotels for Sailter Brothers. Please welcome up on stage. All right, gentlemen, let's get straight into it. What is the current state of the hotel real estate market in Australia? Has it slowed down somewhat or still has it to peak? And I mean, you all own assets or manage them. Shall we spend now or wait 12 to 18 months? Who wants to go first? I mean, Wesley, you guys have been going crazy at Sailter Brothers. I mean, you guys are one of our clients. I mean, what's next? What's happening?
It's a good question. Should we be now or 18 months? The slide suggests it's pretty flat, vanilla, as I think it was a really good phrase, vanilla. What do we do? Revenue is going to stay pretty stable, but it's the cost base that's really starting to hurt the hotels. Inflation is washing through to the bottom line. So there is a risk that the bottom line can potentially go backwards, which may result in valuations or pricing going backwards. In saying that, the market last few sales suggest otherwise. So,
paid too much or too little? Or?
There's always a good deal. There's always a bad one.
Michael.
Oh, it's being able to find stuff. So if you can find something that's attractive, then take it. But that's the issue. There's not a lot of stock on market. Certainly, some of the funds will start to divest as they mature. So I do think the next 12 months or so there will be quite a few assets coming to market.
Yep. Okay. Lachlan?
Yeah, and I think it's just about making sure you do due diligence and work out what the profit's going to look like. It's volatile, markets are going up and down. We saw from the previous presentation that the next 12, 18 months doesn't look amazing. So it's just making the right decisions, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Investment challenges, do you see any from capital's perspective, debt and equity?
I'll go again. It's the same story. Yeah. Debt's obviously gone along. There's a big difference between the delta 2 years ago to what it is now. That's definitely impacting the ability to purchase. Again, bottom line, if we're not seeing any growth in the bottom line, can you pay the interest rate, which currently is a lot higher? So it's definitely impacting on it. Equity is still there, definitely still there, but again, you just got to make the deals stack up and really look at the risk and probably look at it 2 or 3 times different ways before you proceed, and hopefully you've got a value add story or a good opportunity.
Yeah. Lachlan, Michael? No?
Yeah, agree. Yep. Make the right decisions, trust instincts, and run the numbers.
Talk about valuation growth. It's going to be a key to any investor. What insights can you share to strategies for underpinning valuation growth? Where should people be buying?
I'll go on this one again, I guess, because I was a value for 14 years. So hopefully I know some of the secrets and where you can actually find some value. It does come down to the bottom line. Yeah. So you've got to make sure whatever you're looking at your forward forecast, you're confident where you can get to. We've got to make sure that we're not completely just focused on bottom line. It's about guest experience as well. So if you've got a good product, you've got a good idea, good opportunity, the guests will come if you can create that opportunity for them. So without even, it's not about cut costs. Sometimes it's about spending money to make money, and that's really something you've got to look at these plans going forward.
Yeah. Considering the risk and return efficient frontier, where do you see the hotel asset class now in, say, in 3 years' time? Who knows? Crystal ball. Well, yeah. In Australia and also in a global market, you know what I mean? Because global market, there's some global markets that are just absolutely thriving at the moment, and they want buyers.
And there's definitely money available, certainly coming out of Singapore. I mean, a lot of that isn't Singaporean money, but it's family trusts or whatever that have sort of housed money there. So there are definitely lots of buyers, but the smart people are being selective, and that's where the slowing comes. I think as more assets in the major cities, the better regional locations come to market, then I think you'll find that prices will rise as there's people waiting with money to buy.
Yeah, we see opportunity in Southeast Asia, so our pipeline's pretty strong internationally as well. So it's about looking abroad and expanding a little bit as well.
Where are you expanding?
We've just opened an office in Singapore looking at the Asian
Okay.
/ areas as well. So definitely see opportunities. It's very, again, selective.
Yeah.
It's just looking at every single opportunity you've got. It's not going to be an easy ride, but...
I mean, as an asset owner and manager, I mean, do you still see Australia as attractive or more Asia? Because all figures are pointing, I mean, yesterday Trip.com presented and all that, it's all pointing to Asia. You know, that's where the Chinese travellers are going to go. They don't necessarily come to Australia. Even Bede from Tourism Australia saying they still see Australia as an expensive destination, but when they come here, they have a great experience. I mean, where would you, Australia or Asia?
As I said, there's always a deal, there's always an opportunity. So you've
like
got to
this
just look
guy.
at every single thing. And actually, if everyone starts focusing on a different location, that may be your opportunity. You know, don't fight over lemmings.
Australia's really competitive, so it's about looking at some of those emerging markets where there's opportunity and value in, new build or rebrands. White label versus brands is a different conversation, but...
I mean, you hit the nail on the head with new build. Let's talk about construction costs. I mean, everyone's like, construction industry continues to be impacted by the increase in building costs, labour, unions don't even start me there. How is it impacting your pipeline? Because I've seen a lot of new build of hotels. Sorry, they're not doing it anymore. How's that impacting the pipeline? I know, was you going to say it's all got to do with figures? But, I mean, you have to sort of, as an asset owner or buyer, I mean, that does impact even your future pipeline. I mean, there are construction costs in Australia are just ridiculous at the moment.
And once you layer on interest and then running costs, etc., it just makes the numbers harder to stack. So it slows the process. I mean, if construction costs were low, interest rates were low, we'd all be running around building hotels in places that probably weren't that smart. This is where you just have to be... And look, we get people coming to us for feasibilities on 40, 50 roomers in some random suburbs that they're just not going to work. But they're eager to do something. So, they've got the site, they've got the building company and the developer, and they're ready to go, but it's just not where they should be heading.
In talking about random suburbs, do you see there's opportunity in regional Australia? Again, Bede from Tourism Australia presented that's where the growth of tourism is.
I hope so, because that's my fund. I've got 13 assets across regional Australia, so definitely see opportunity. Again, we're playing in a specific area. I know Nick's out there, he's got different strategy for more of that mid-tier motel style, but there's definitely opportunities across regional Australia as well. We've just got to ensure we market ourselves as a destination, and it's not just about the reef and the bridge, it's about everything else. It's hospitality, it's the food, the wine. We've got it in abundance, we just don't probably market ourselves as well as we should.
Yeah, similar to us, we're looking quite a bit regionally. For us, it's about accessibility and purpose of travel and, making sure that destination is on a trajectory that would support the inventory. So,
Talk a little bit about rising costs of operating in the current environment. I mean, there's huge increases in labour, food, utilities. How has this affected decisions in buying, and what other things can investors consider? For example, operating structures like HMAs, leases, franchise, owning, operations, white label, because it's not going to stop. I mean, the labour cost is going to go up, food and utilities are going to go up. There's a lot of food and beverage outlets throughout Australia, certainly closing up. And I think a lot of hotels have to reimagine that. And I mean, we're really lucky to have Sam from Merivale doing a keynote later about reimagining accommodation, the F&B. But just talk a little about, also labour shortages as well. So how does that all impacting? Because it's not just building a building, it's how you're getting people there, how you can operate it.
Yeah, I mean, we're building a hotel in Mittagong, so you'd classify that as regional, but the whole design focus and operational focus is around automation, limited F&B, tightening it to run as tightly as it can, partly to ride the ups and downs of regional destinations that come over the years, but it's also a way to get some bottom line that's positive.
I think you've got to protect the guest experience as well. So, you don't want to have a significant impact on stay one versus stay two due to cost. So it's how do you protect that? and make sure that the guest experience isn't impacted by anything you're doing, in the finance office.
Yeah, okay. Talk a little bit about lifestyle brands, Michael. I know you're doing a lot there with developers and owners and looking to reposition their assets. Why this trend to lifestyle brands?
Oh, I think, I'll add some more work we're doing in the bigger brands, the more hard brands, I suppose, as well. But look, the lifestyle gives you, or the lifestyle brand, I think, for an owner, has been attractive in that they feel that's where the customers are going to come from in the future. I think they think that that's the market, that millennial traveller type of person. So they see it as upside. They see it as upside in the sense of average room rate. So I think there's greater opportunity in the rate, and it gives them flexibility. It also gives them a chance to flex their ego. So a lot of the first hotel buyers, owners, they want something that's a trophy hotel, and I think that lifestyle gives them that flexibility.
Anyone else on the lifestyle or the whole? How about the white label? What do you see the future for white label companies? I mean, I know you're all in white label, or I know Lachlan, you are. Michael?
Yeah, for us, it's about what are we offering that's unique. And I think there's so much competition out there. There's a lot of great brands. There's a lot of great stories. But it's how do you position yourself slightly differently to capture, that leisure traveller, business traveller. There's not a lot of loyalty, I think, when it comes to people wanting to travel. They'll go for purpose-driven experiences and pick a particular hotel that suits the purpose, whether it's a wedding, whether it's a meeting, whatever it may be. So I think you've got to be able to position it, work out what it is you're offering, stick to it and allow it to work. I think, making sure that whatever strategies you have in place, you allow time to work. And there's a lot of noise out there. We should be doing this, who's doing that, they're doing this. But it's sticking to your own beliefs and what you know, and pushing forward with it.
Yep. Anyone else?
Yeah, I agree.
White label, yeah.
Yeah, it's horses for courses too, to make sure that whatever operation you're doing, where you're at, you're not going to change if you think it's going to be worse. Hopefully not. So you really got to look at each asset, and that could be the difference between acquiring something and not, by having that strategy in place of a white label. It could be a major 5-star, you still need the branding, so you really got to look at each asset.
Why do you think the white label's so now popular and coming to Australia? I mean, in America it's been there for 20 years. Why Australia now? Everyone, you got Trilogy, you got Levy, you got why now?
I think owners see it more cost effective, gives them the flexibility that they need. They can still have their own influence on their service flow of their property, yet they get the distribution coming through.
We're catching up to the US, I guess, like always. I think the other thing hasn't really been spoken about is the ability and the knowledge of people now washing through the industry, keen to take that step rather than just go and affiliate with a major chain. So there are a lot of talented people out there now looking at white label, be part of that brand in that ride. So that's
okay. I mean, from a brand perspective, what are your thoughts on increased popularity of soft brands over hard brands? I mean, is the hard brand concept dying or not? I mean, we've got a branding, panel later on. We've got some really great people on that. Michael?
Yeah, we're doing a lot of work in this space for Accor through their Middle East, Asia and Pacific hotels at the moment around brand and guest experience. And, the journey's been enlightening to some degree. And I think the stage we're at for those hard brand properties is that we've got to get back to getting the fundamentals right versus, I suppose, focusing on brand. But that's going to turn quickly. And you look from last year to this year with brands for those Accor properties. I mean, they've gone from like 200 brands down to sort of something like 40 or something. So there's definitely a rationalisation that then aligns with the pressure that's come from the shift in lifestyle. So lifestyle have created, greater flexibility and telling of a story and allowing personalised service and those sorts of things. And the hard brands now need to come through this cycle because what they bring with them is distribution. They definitely outperform the lifestyle brands when it comes to distribution and room nights and occupancy.
And loyalty as well.
Loyalty and so forth. And then you combine that with the attractiveness that comes from those lifestyle brands. They're going to be, powerful places to operate.
Yeah, Michael's, same thing. It's loyalty, distribution and, location are the key that would determine for us what flag we put on the building.
Do we have any questions from the audience? Going to open it up to the audience. Any questions? No? Michael, what keeps you up late at night?
Fortunately,
Industry related.
fortunately, this day and age, nothing. So I'm
That's good.
I'm very, very fortunate. Over the years, I've certainly had my my time. I think it's probably thinking. Where do I spend my time thinking? Look, we're doing a lot on the AI and automation space, software development space. So that keeps me greatly entertained at the moment. But I think what keeps me thinking is what does that next hotel look like? And as I say, we're building hotels, and it's look, how can you create, and you talked about lifestyle brands, and it's around guest experience. They want an experience, they want a local experience. All of those elements need to be brought in. But you've got to, what is that next story? What is that next hotel wave look like? I mean, we're certainly looking to invest and progress in the Medi hotel space here. I think there's definitely got some legs, and we've got a couple of good sites lined up for that. So I think it's what sort of hybrid hotel attached model can we create? Because I see that as the next wave of hotel design.
Yeah, we had a good session yesterday about hotel design, led by Michael Flintoff about that, about what the next thing is. Automated, not automated, what people want. They want open wardrobes, do they want a bath in there, all those sort of things as well. But at the end of the day, it's got to do with the customer.
When I talk about automation, it's around how can you automate the mundane tasks that we burden, these great bubbly personalities that want to deliver good hospitality. We want to remove that. That's where we want to. So that back of house, credit card reconciliations and those types of things, rather than guest room automation.
Yep. Wesley, what keeps you up late at night?
Besides the Parramatta Eels.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm a Queenslander, so anyway. Hey, we kept winning.
It's just the performance, and as I said before, all the layers. So if it's not revenue, it's cost, but overlapping the guest experience, and we've got refurbishments planned for a number of hotels as well. So how that's going to look like and where we can get that in the future. So it's that everything making it, want that guest to come back again and again.
Yeah, I mean, we look after the marketing for Escarpment Group and Spices and everything. I mean, you guys have got some great assets and more coming on, and how to repurpose them as well and reposition them. So, Lachlan? Yeah, sorry, Wesley, you were about...
I just say we've got a great opportunity with the assets we've acquired and where we want to position them. That's the next phase for us, and getting that right. We've got one chance, we get it right, we deliver.
Lachlan, what keeps you up late at night?
Well, other than my CEO on WhatsApp, it's probably reading and analysing and applying market trends.
Yeah.
I think in the last 2 years, it's just been, every day something different's going on, or something's impacting one destination. We've got 14 hotels, 7 different owners, so communication with them is key. But really trying to apply the abundance of intelligence that's out there and build it into your strategy.
Yeah, data's very important. We had Harry, our data scientist, yesterday present. I think a lot of hotels, they've got so much data right from every part of it, and they're not doing enough with it. One thing that we're doing at Fast Track, got a data warehouse where you can bring all your data, and not just from your PMS, but utilities, food and beverage, laundry, and really understanding that and how to create operational efficiency. So, all right, gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. Thank you. Please put your hands together for the panel. Thank you.